Bodmas Bidmas will come up in the level 1 paper, although even if you are sitting the entry 3 paper, you should be aware of this. Right, good news. If you get this on a calculator paper, you don't need to worry, because calculators do Bodmas or Bidmas by themselves. They don't need your help. They'll just get on with it. You literally type the calculation straight into your calculator. You don't have to think, press equal sign, you're done. Therefore, the examiner, odds on, isn't going to give you this in a calculator paper. It's going to be a non-calculator thing. Right, depending how old you feel or are, you will either use Bodmas or Bidmas. Bodmas was the older version, Bidmas is the new version. So I'll go through what they mean. B stands for bracket. O or stands for order, or if you believe in Bidmas, it stands for I equals indices. For this, think power, as in 3 squared, that is power. The 2 I'm talking about, that's your power. D, divide. M, multiply. A, add. S, subtract. So this is a priority order from top to bottom. So you will notice that subtraction is always a lower priority than adding. There is a confusion that the two have same priority. It's not true. Adding comes before subtract. So you're saying, well, so what? The calculator does it all. You're right, it does. But let's see a non-calculator example. So you could be asked, level 1s will definitely get this because students get it wrong every time. They will see something like this. There you go, that's your question. 3 plus 2 times 5 is what? And the average student will look at this and say, well, it's obvious really. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 5 times 5 is 25, and will walk away from the exam room feeling smug, and then will be shocked when the examiner writes that. It's a Bodmas question. What you should have done is this. You look at it first and you say, right, Bodmas, which one of these methods comes first? Well, there's no brackets to see here, so that's out. There's no power present. There's no little 2 or little 3 hanging in the air, so that's out. Is there any division going on? No. Is there any multiplication going on? Definitely. So we do that first. So we come back and we say, well, 2 times 5 is 10. So what some students do in this to play it safe is they start annotating this. So they'll write the word 10 here as a mental note that they've done this bit first. So then we go back and we say, right, is there any adding going on here? Yes, there is. So we then, once again, what some students do is they then bring the add thing down and they bring the 3 next to it. So then they will realize that what they need to do is 3 plus 10, which gives the answer 13. And that is the actual answer the examiner is looking for. I'll do one more. So if we had, there we go, that's an interesting one. So same rule applies. We look at this, we first realize it's a Bodmas Bidmas problem. And we look, he says, right, Is there any brackets going on? Yeah, there is, over here. So that means that anything in these brackets must be done first. So we make a mental note and we say, well, 2 times 3 is 6. So let's put the 6 down here. And let's go back to the top. You know what? Whoops. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a bit more interesting. Let's move that 2 and put it over here. I'll explain why in a moment. So then we go back up and we say, well, is there any order or power or indices going on? Yeah, there is. There's a little 2 here. So that's your next priority. So you say, right then. So we say, well, that's 4. So that's that job done. So we go back up again and we say, well, is there anything else happening around here? And you say, well, there's no division going on here. There's definitely no multiplication going on here because you see we've already done the bracket. So the multiplication was already done because they were in brackets. So that's out. Is there any addition going on here? Oh yes, there definitely is. We've got some addings here. So we make our mental notes. We bring the add signs down. We say, right. Now, because we've got add signs all over the place, it really doesn't matter at this point which adding you do first. They all have equal priority. So we may as well get cracking. We'll say 6 plus 3, that's 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 5 gives me 18. 9, double check, 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. And that is your Bodmas completed.